because one day we're going to have probably a full team of kids from Toronto playing, which will be a dream not only for the boys but for the fans as well, to see a lot of Canadians on the team. But also we're trying to develop kids from the GTA and from parts of Canada that don't normally get scouted to one day play for our first team, and that's what really excites me at this moment in time. So I'm happy with what I'm doing.
Guys, like Carl Robinson just was announced as an assistant coach at Vancouver. You're at the academy, Jimmy's at the academy. A lot of old TFC players now going into coaching roles. There's been a lot of complaints about the lack of coaching and the lack of coaching training in Canada. Do you see this as we're starting to move along here and starting to really turn a page?
For sure, and I have to agree with it. There's a lot of people in roles throughout this country that shouldn't be in their roles because they might be good at other stuff, but when it comes to coaching, the kids are not getting the proper coaching. But there is a hell of a lot of good coaches over here in Canada. I dismiss the fact that there aren't the coaches here. There is a lot of good coaches over here that know the game and can pass on that knowledge to the kids. It's just about getting them in the right spots, and we're finally getting that way. You're seeing a lot of ex-players, as you said, kind of retiring. That's what happens in Europe. If you don't want to stay in football, so be it. But a lot of guys want to stay in football after their career and pass on the knowledge and experience of what they encountered during their careers. So I think it's great for the younger kids to see that.
A lot of people may see that obviously a senior coaching job in the academy is a step down from the first team, but can you just elaborate on maybe the difficulties of nurturing young players, and the pressure is on for academy coaches even more so to develop the players of the first team?
For sure. I mean, we're contesting with a lot of stuff with university scholarships and kids that are coming from out of Toronto where we're having to pay billet families. So there's a lot of stuff that goes unseen. We're a free academy where we invite the boys in and we actually help them out in a way where expenses wise, and we help them with their schooling, we help them with their equipment and stuff, and we provide the best facilities and coaching that we feel is necessary for their development. It's a harder program that we're trying to preach to the parents and to the kids, but we're finally getting there, and I think you're seeing that the amount of talent coming through our academy now. We're going as young as U13 all the way up to U18, my age group, and as I said, there's a bright crop coming through, and we have 9 of my academy boys training with the first team pre-season, which is fantastic for me to see, and for all of us involved with the academy. That's what we want to see. We want to keep pushing them through, and the pressure's on us to keep doing it. But as I said, I'm really enjoying it. It's not a step down in any way for me because I'm learning how to deal with younger players, man management skills off the pitch. I can shout at them as much as I want on the pitch, but dealing with different personalities off the field, dealing with parents, dealing with guys' confidences that are low, this is all part of my experience and learning curve that I needed.
It's almost more of a parental role, and I think you find because you were such the first true legend, TFC legend to come in the coaching ranks, you feel like when you speak to the players it holds more weight, like they really listen a lot more. Is that crucial to having a coach, of someone who's played at a high level?
I don't think it's always crucial, but I think if you're making sense and the kids kind of understand what you're talking about and something that they haven't heard before, and coming from someone that's played in the game, that knows little things extra that go on during the game that other coaches that didn't play at a high level can't see, that can help. But as I said before, there's many good coaches in this country that haven't played the game that I've seen working in action that are very good for the development of kids. And I would dismiss having to play the game at a high level is going to help you as a coach. It helps you a little bit in some ways, but your man management skills and parental skills. I have 4 kids myself, so maybe that helps me as well.
Yeah. I guess looking across here, the Team Up Foundation is something that MLSE has really kind of put in the forefront as an importance for not just TFC, but for the Raptors, for the Marlies, and for the Leafs. That I think it's like a honeycomb effect where you have the Team Up Foundation with the academy. How crucial is it for you to really work with that and to reach out to house league teams and just the community within Toronto?
I think it's crucial, as you said, because it's a fantastic foundation for not only kids that play the sport, but also kids that might never have thought about playing soccer or basketball or hockey, or might not be able to afford it. And MLSE and their partners are putting a lot of money into it. All the players that play for the clubs that we're talking about, in the Leafs, the Raptors, us as well, are all there present, and they support this foundation very, very well. You'll see the whole staff there as well on these events, and it's something that we really we hold close to us because it's MLSE fund that they put a lot of money into, and it's going into the community, to the kids, and to their well-being as well, not only in sports but off the field as well, and into their growing up as a young adult.
I just finally, a lot of players are coming from Europe over to the MLS now. Not a lot can adapt quickly to the league. Caliber-wise, it might not be obviously the highest, but there's a real kind of difficult transition period. How have you managed to just kind of gel in here in Toronto and just make it like really your own city?
For me, it was pretty easy. There's a lot of Brits that live over here. I can still get my fish and chips, still get my biscuits and stuff, but we moved across and we just fully throw ourselves straight into it. My kids went to school straight away. They lost their English accents after 6 weeks, so I can hardly understand a few verses they say to me now. But I have my youngest that was born here now, so we've got our permanent resident cards. We're fully enriched in the cycle here now. We feel Canadian. This is our home, and I think if you come across as a player from Europe and treat it that way and try and acclimatise as quickly as possible, then that will help you on the field. It's guys that are just coming here for the quick buck or for just to go and sightsee that struggle, and they're the ones that cause you problems in the teams, and they're the ones you don't really want to sign. But I think you'll see we have 3 good guys here in Torsten Frings, Kuvermans, and even Nick Sjorsma, who's come across from Europe, that are fully adapted to living in this city, and they love it as well. They come from Europe, but they see that this is a growing sport here, and they're excited to be a part of it.
I just finally mentioned fish and chips. One spot in Toronto that's your niche spot to find a good English
meal. Down on the Kingsway, there's a fish and chip shop there that I go to, and that's close to my house. It's in Etobicoke, and they do good fish and chips, but they're a bit slightly off on the mushy piece so far.
Yeah, need some work on that?
Need some work on that.
All right, thanks a lot, Danny.
No worries. Thank you, guys.
Cheers, eh?